Howdy.
All right, welcome back everyone to Treadheads, our gnarly deep dive into BMX history. We are on episode 2, which means, this is a 6-part series. Buckle up.
Awesome.
Last time, if you missed it, go check it out. We were talking about like how BMX even got started.
Yeah.
Just like the whole like wild beginnings of it all, right?
Sure.
But today we are tackling an absolute titan in BMX. Mongoose.
Mongoose. Oh, yeah.
So think about this for a second, okay? A rider hitting this massive jump, flying high in the air, and then, maybe not sticking the landing perfectly, but then getting right back up and doing it again. That's kind of like, that's kind of the story of Mongoose.
Yeah, what's super interesting about Mongoose, at least to me, is that their whole story kind of runs parallel to BMX itself, right? They both went from this small kind of fringe thing to like blowing up huge and going mainstream.
Totally.
And they both had like some hiccups along the way.
Yeah.
And now both BMX and Mongoose are figuring out how to fit into, like today's world.
Absolutely. So let's rewind the clock.
Okay.
Way, way back, like 1974.
Oh, yeah.
And this dude, Skip Hess, he comes up with something that's going to change the game.
Okay.
The Motomag wheel. What was so special about this wheel?
Oh, man. Well, you got to picture like the BMX scene back then. A lot of the bikes were like cobbled together things,
Yeah.
Parts from here, parts from there. It was really DIY.
Makeshift, yeah.
But the Motomag was a total game changer. Super strong. Way lighter than anything else.
Oh, wow.
And the performance, like night and day.
Really?
Yeah, riders could hit jumps harder, land smoother, and try tricks they could only dream of before. It was like BMX suddenly got pro-level gear,
So was that like Mongoose's big break?
Oh, absolutely. They kind of exploded from there.
I remember seeing those bikes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in BMX racing. It felt like every top rider was on a Mongoose.
Totally.
Those models, like the Super Goose, the Team Mongoose, those were like the holy grail.
Oh, yeah. They were legendary. I mean, I was just a kid then, but those bikes were like the ultimate status symbol.
So it wasn't just about the performance. They had that cool factor.
Oh, totally. The colors were bright, the designs were bold, and of course, all the best riders were winning on Mongooses.
Right.
So naturally, every kid wanted one. They wanted to be like their heroes.
So there's got to be more to the story, right? What happened?
Well, things changed. Mongoose got bought out by a bigger company.
Okay.
And that kind of shifted their focus.
In what way?
Well, they went big, mass production. You could suddenly find a Mongoose in any department store.
Interesting.
It was like they were trying to reach everybody, not just the hardcore BMXers.
Do you think that was like a good move or a bad move?
That's a tough one. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right?
Uh-huh.
On the one hand, they brought BMX to like a way bigger audience, which is awesome.
Right.
But on the other hand, I think it did kind of hurt their image with some of the hardcore riders.
Like a sellout kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Like Mongoose was no longer just about pushing limits. It was about like selling as many bikes as possible.
So where does that leave Mongoose today? Are they still like a respected name in BMX?
Oh, they're still around for sure. And they still make some high-end stuff for the pros and serious riders. But, once you go mainstream, it's hard to get that like underground cred back.
Yeah.
Plus, BMX itself has changed a lot. Now you've got all these different styles of riding, like street, park, vert.
Right.
They all need their own kind of specialized bikes.
That makes sense. So Mongoose started with this crazy innovative wheel, then they ruled racing, then they kind of went corporate, and now they're like trying to find their place in this new BMX world.
Yeah, pretty much.
It makes you think. Like, can a brand ever truly be like underground again once they've gone big?
Yeah.
And how could Mongoose win back those hardcore riders? Interesting stuff. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Treadheads. Next time, we're going even deeper into BMX history. Stay tuned to find out what we uncover. See you next time.